The city never sleeps. Chicago breathes heavy at night, with sirens cutting through the air and neon bleeding into the dark. And in the middle of it, James. They call him the Ghost. A man with hands steady as stone, ears tuned to the whisper of tumblers inside steel. He breaks into safes like surgeons cut skin, precise, clean, no wasted motion. Tonight, he kneels in front of a black vault, deep in the basement of a jewelry store on South Wabash. Sweat beads on his forehead, but his face stays calm. His drill hums low. The steel shivers. Faint click. The lock gives. The heavy door swings open, and diamonds sparkle like a frozen fire. James whispers to himself, "In and out. Fast." He fills the bag. Every piece glitters, worth more than some men see in a lifetime. Then headlights flash through the window above. Tires screech. He freezes. A door slams. Heavy boots hit the pavement. Voices. Rough. Familiar. One of them shouts, "Boss wants to see you, James. Now." James grips the bag tight. His pulse quickens. He thought this was his score. His job. His freedom. Dark suits. Cold eyes. Guns heavy on their belts. James stands still, the bag of diamonds hanging from his hand. One of them smirks. "Easy work for the Ghost. Boss knew you'd crack it in minutes." James narrows his eyes. "This wasn't my job. You set me up." The second man steps closer. "Boss wants a word. You don't say no." James looks at the open vault. The jewels. The years he spent planning his way out. His dream of finally leaving this life behind. But with these men here, it's clear nothing belongs to him anymore. Not even his freedom. They march him outside. Chicago streets glow with wet asphalt under the streetlights. A black Cadillac waits at the curb, engine running, windows tinted so dark they look like mirrors. The back door opens slowly. Inside sits Victor Salerno, the boss, the man who runs everything from the Loop to Little Italy. His face is sharp, carved from stone. His voice calm but venomous. "James," Victor says softly, "you did well tonight. Very well." James clenches his jaw. "If this is your play, I want my cut. Then I'm done. No more jobs." Victor chuckles low, like he's already heard the line 1,000 times. "You think you get to decide when you're done? No. You're too valuable. And I don't waste talent." James leans forward, anger burning through his calm exterior. "I've given enough. I want out. I want a life. A family." Victor's smile fades. His eyes harden. "You'll get a family when I say you can. Until then, you're mine." The Cadillac door slams shut. The city lights blur as the car pulls away. James feels the weight of the trap closing around him. And in his chest, for the first time in years, fear takes root. The Cadillac glides through the night, quiet as a coffin on wheels. James stares out the tinted glass, the city rushing past like a blur of broken dreams. Victor lights a cigar. The smoke curls through the air, thick and heavy. "You've always been my best," he says calmly. "The Ghost, a man who can open any door. But doors are useless unless I tell you where they lead." James answers coldly, "I don't want your doors. I don't want your world anymore." Victor exhales smoke, his voice like gravel. "You want a house? A wife? Kids running through the yard? Then you need me. You think banks, cops, rivals will let you live clean after everything you've done? No. Only I can protect that dream. And in return, you keep working for me." The car stops in front of a mansion on the North Shore. Guards stand at the gate, armed, silent. Victor nods. "Come inside. Let me show you the future you think you want." James steps out, diamonds still in hand. The weight feels heavier now, like chains. Inside the mansion, The air smells of money and fear. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, and walls lined with faces of men who never said no to Victor. Victor pours a glass of whiskey, slides it across the table. "Tomorrow," he says, "you meet with a banker downtown. Not just any banker. A man who launders millions for my rivals. You'll crack his private vault. Bring me what's inside. Then maybe we talk about your freedom." James stares at the glass. His pulse steady, but his mind races. One last job. That's what he told himself before. But now he knows the truth. There will always be another. Still, he nods slowly. "Fine. Tomorrow." Victor leans back, smiling like a predator. "That's my ghost." But James isn't smiling, because deep down he's already thinking, tomorrow might not end the way Victor expects. Morning breaks gray over Chicago. James stands by his apartment window, staring at the streets below. The city looks alive, but for him, it's nothing but a cage. On the counter sits the bag of diamonds. Untouched. He could vanish with them, disappear. But Victor's reach is everywhere. If James runs, he's a dead man before he leaves the state. He pulls on his jacket, slides tools into a leather case. The sound of steel against leather feels like old habits coming back to life. At the cafe downstairs, his phone buzzes. A single message. No delays. Noon. Bank Tower. V. James sips black coffee, bitter as the truth sinking in. This isn't freedom. This chains. By noon, he walks into the glass tower downtown. The lobby shines, polished marble, echoing footsteps. Nobody looks twice at him. Just another man in a suit, briefcase in hand. But when the elevator doors close, James whispers under his breath. One last time. On the 27th floor, a sleek office waits. Behind the desk sits Raymond Ellis, the banker Victor spoke of. Bald, expensive suit, the kind of smile that hides knives. 2 bodyguards flank him, stiff as statues. Ellis leans forward. "So you're the ghost. I've heard of you. Victor sends you to do his dirty work. But tell me, how long do you plan on being his dog?" James doesn't answer. His eyes scan the room, noting every camera, every lock, every exit. Ellis chuckles. "You could work for me, you know. Walk out with Victor's diamonds. Walk in with my vault. I'll give you more than freedom. I'll give you power." The offer hangs in the air like poison. James tightens his grip on the briefcase. But before he can speak, the silence shatters. Gunfire erupts in the hallway. Shouts. Screams. The bodyguards pull their weapons. Ellis drops behind the desk. James stays frozen for half a second, then breathes out sharply. Victor's men are here. And suddenly, James realizes this meeting was never about freedom. It was a test. The office doors burst open. Muzzle flashes light the hall. Victor's soldiers storm inside, guns raised, eyes cold. James drops low, instinct taking over. He slides behind a pillar as bullets chew into the marble. The smell of gunpowder fills the air. Ellis shouts from behind his desk, "You set me up, James." James growls, "This wasn't me." The bodyguards fire back, the room shaking with the roar of pistols. One guard goes down hard, blood spreading across the polished floor. The other keeps shooting, desperate. James grips his briefcase, heart pounding. He's trapped between 2 devils, Ellis and Victor. One of Victor's men yells, "Boss wants the banker alive. Kill the rest." James knows what that means. If they leave here with Ellis, Victor's power doubles. And James? He'll never be free. He makes a choice. With one swift move, he flips open the briefcase. Inside, not papers, not tools, but a compact shotgun, his own insurance. He steps out from cover. Boom. The first blast drops a soldier. Boom. The second rips through the other. The room goes silent, smoke hanging thick. Ellis crawls out from behind his desk, eyes wide. You just killed Victor's men. He'll bury you for this. James wipes the sweat from his brow, voice steady. Then I guess I'm already dead. He points the shotgun at Ellis. Where's the vault? Ellis stares, trembling. You don't understand. What's in that vault doesn't just belong to me. It belongs to people even Victor fears. James leans closer, whispering like ice. Then show me, or I put you in the ground right now. Ellis hesitates, then slowly nods. Fine, I'll take you there. But once you see what's inside, there's no going back. James chambers another round, eyes cold. That's the plan. Night falls over the city again. James drives a stolen sedan, Ellis in the passenger seat, pale and sweating. The streets blur past like ghosts, but James's grip on the wheel never shakes. Ellis mutters, You don't know what you're doing. That vault, it's not money, not jewels. It's leverage, files, secrets on every man who runs this city. Judges, cops, politicians, even Victor. James keeps his eyes on the road. Good. That means it's my way out. Ellis shakes his head, panic rising. It's your death sentence. Touch that vault, you won't just have Victor on you. You'll have the whole city burning for your blood. James smirks coldly. Let it burn. They pull into a private garage beneath an abandoned office tower. Steel doors groan as Ellis punches in the code. The elevator descends deep below ground. The hum is low, suffocating. When the doors open, the vault stands waiting. Thick steel, dead silent. James kneels, his hands moving with muscle memory. Tools click. The world fades. It's just him and the lock, the rhythm of tumblers shifting like whispers. Behind him, Ellis paces nervously. We shouldn't be here. You don't get it. Victor planted you in my office today to die. This was all a setup. You're already on borrowed time. James doesn't stop working. Then I'll steal more time. A sharp click. The vault sighs open. Inside are shelves stacked with black folders, hard drives, flash drives, decades of dirt on everyone who matters. James's breath catches. This is power. But before he can move, his phone buzzes. A single message from an unknown number. Nice work, Ghost. Now bring it home, or your dream dies with her. James freezes. His stomach twists. Only one person he ever spoke to about his dream of a family. Her. The one he thought Victor didn't know about. Ellis sees his face turn pale. What is it? What did he take from you? James clenches his fists, voice low, trembling with rage. My future. James stands frozen in the vault, phone trembling in his hand. The message burns in his head. Your dream dies with her. Her. The woman he thought was safe. The one he told himself he could build a life with. Now she's a pawn in Victor's game. Ellis whispers, almost pleading. You see now? Victor owns everything. Even you. Even her. James's jaw tightens. His voice is steel. Not for long. He sweeps armfuls of folders and drives into a duffel bag. Evidence. Blackmail. The kind of leverage that could shatter Victor's empire. Ellis grabs his arm. Don't be a fool. If you take that, every man in power will hunt you down. James stares back, cold, unblinking. Good. Makes it easier to know who to kill. Suddenly, the sound of boots, dozens of them, echoing down the concrete hall. Victor's men, closing in. Ellis panics. He knew you'd open it. He knew you couldn't resist. We're trapped. James slings the duffel over his shoulder, racks his shotgun. His voice is calm, steady, like a man with nothing left to lose. Then we go down shooting. The vault door bursts open. Gunfire tears through the air. Sparks fly. Shelves splinter. The room becomes a storm of bullets and smoke. James fires back, precise and merciless. One man drops, then another, but there are too many. Muzzles flash in every direction, heat and noise pressing in. Ellis screams, ducking behind a cabinet. "They'll kill us both." James growls through gritted teeth. "Not me." But as another wave of soldiers pours in, James feels it, the walls closing, the odds collapsing. And deep down, he knows, the only way out of this isn't survival. It's war. The vault is hell. Gunfire shreds the air. Shell casings scatter across the floor like raindrops of brass. James moves through the storm like a machine, cold, precise, relentless. But the waves keep coming. Victor's soldiers fill the doorway, black silhouettes against the flashing light. Ellis is screaming, pinned down, useless. James drags him by the collar, throwing him behind cover. "Stay alive if you want to see daylight." Blood streaks James's arm, but he doesn't stop. Every shot he fires is a vow that he won't die caged, a vow that Victor won't own him. Then the shooting halts, a sudden silence, heavy, suffocating. And in that silence, footsteps, slow, heavy, certain. Victor steps into the vault. Immaculate suit, cigar burning between his fingers, not a scratch on him. He smiles, calm, deadly. "My ghost, always fighting, always dreaming." James raises his shotgun, finger tight on the trigger. His voice shakes with rage. "Where is she?" Victor exhales smoke. "Safe, for now. She could have been your future, James. But you chose war. And war only ends one way. The soldiers part, giving them space. A circle of death around the two men who can't walk away." James breathes deep. Every memory of what he wanted. Quiet mornings, a house, kids laughing, flashes like lightning in his mind. Then it burns away, leaving only fire. Then let it end. He pulls the trigger. The vault explodes in chaos. Muzzle flashes blind the dark. Screams echo. Blood sprays against steel. When the smoke clears, bodies cover the floor. Ellis is gone. The soldiers are gone. And in the center, James. Bleeding, broken, but still standing. The duffel of secrets clutched in his hand. Victor lies at his feet, lifeless eyes staring into nothing. James stumbles out into the night. Sirens wail in the distance, the city waking to war. He knows he'll never have the dream he wanted. Never the family. Never the peace. But with the secrets in his bag, he has something else, power to burn the whole rotten empire to the ground. The ghost walks into the dark, and the city will never sleep the same again.